Howdy and welcome back to VaprilFoolz. I'm Travis.
I'm Sean.
And we are now finally at the first class trial.
It only took
now, here's what you're gonna
3
want to
episodes.
do. How much of the truth bolts do you remember?
The swords had gold off of them, and Sayaka's wrist was broken with gold dust on it. 11037. Knife from the kitchen was missing. Someone managed to sneak by Hina while she was sipping tea in the thing. A crystal ball and a shirt sleeve were in the thing, and the gate can't be opened unless you have the key in the trash room. I remember a decent bit, but I wouldn't say everything.
You can open your e-handbook and look at all your truth bolts as well to get anything you missed.
Struggle with the sword.
You can click on them to read more.
Oh yeah, toolkit. I forgot what. Oh, the door handle on the bathroom. The screwdriver. Someone had to use the screwdriver to get the screws out. Makoto's room's cleanliness. Sayaka's wrist. 11037. Bathroom door frame. Bathroom door knob.
Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had all been partially or completely removed. Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to it not quite fitting in the doorframe properly. The only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. The nameplates on the doors of Sayaka and Makoto's rooms were apparently switched at some point. The kitchen and dining hall had a set of kitchen knives. Apparently one of the knives had gone missing. The knife from the kitchen went missing while Aoi was in the dining hall. Aoi swears that Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. The incinerator can be activated via a switch on the machine. Though Fumi was on cleaning duty and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator, it was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. A burnt piece of clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room. It is apparently part of the shirt cuff and it has noticeable blood stain on it. Shards of glass were found in the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass ball would have fit comfortably in the palm of a person's hand. Apparently, Yasuhiro left the ball in the laundry room on accident, so anyone could have come along and taken it.
That's where I was hoping to get another truth bolt, was the laundry room. I was hoping to see if maybe someone left something behind that would have, but then I guess that would have made it too easy.
Yeah, you have everything you need. Now, you're gonna go back. Set skills.
I know I have some.
Increase damage to an opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle.
This okay.
You only have Melodia voice.
Let's see what is your damage to opponent. What the fuck?
It'll finish preparations. Trial. All right, motherfucker.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
you gonna get murdered.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of us having to do the voices in this.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Like, guys,
Friendship
I'm totally...
penetrates.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
We're not sitting!
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line.
The first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more?
Absolutely.
As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause.
But pause.
It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. You understand?
Fucking bullshit!
If
someone
you see someone saying something that goes against
like I
one of your
found the
truth
crystal
bullets,
ball in the kitchen,
yeah,
you're a piece of shit.
I was like, or, and they said, Taka had the key. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast to the right one. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options menu during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. You do want to press. You also want to. You're gonna want to look through the controls. Make your argument. The evidence is struggle. You only have one truth bullet, so you just gotta find what contradicts that.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Okay.
Influence gauge. If you choose the wrong statement or truth bullet, you will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, that will end the case. Focus gauge. This determines how much concentration you can do. Concentration. By holding down the R1 button, you can concentrate and slow down the passage of time. This will consume your focus gauge, and you can't concentrate when it's empty. Hold down circle button to speed up the debate. Like, say if you missed it, and because it'll cycle through again and again. It'll keep on looping through. Whether you get it wrong or you just don't do anything after it goes through, it'll just recycle itself.
So everyone will make their statement, and then everyone will make their statements again?
Yeah. Until you either get it wrong or, well, until you get it right, or until you lose. When a character is talking, some text may appear in yellow. This is their weak spot. It represents a potential lie or contradiction in their argument. Multiple weak spots may appear, but it's up to you to figure out the right one and attack it, which will allow you to move the trial forward. Firing truth bullets. Press the triangle button to fire whatever truth bullet you have loaded. Loading truth bullets. Hold down the L1 button to open your truth cylinder. Then use the left stick to select a truth bullet. Once you let go of the L1 button, the bullet will then be loaded. You getting it so far? Anything you're not getting?
No, I think I got it, maybe. We'll see.
Quick select. You can quickly press the L1 button. Truth bullets will be automatically loaded according to their order. So you can just go bop, 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 bop. Truth bullets flashback. If your target is weak spot, then if you target a weak spot and then hold down the triangle button, you can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument. These flashback bullets will disappear as soon as you use them or switch to another truth bullet. You can eliminate white noise with your silencer by targeting it and pressing the X button. If you these are all, for now you should just focus on what you've learned so far. It'll explain all this, more of this stuff later.
In like other cases.
And just like as a class trial goes on, it'll teach you all this.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
That's a lie.
Don't, just keep going.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong!
Cucumber!
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Damn.
Sorry.
He's right, though.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Well, that fucking what, mate?
This is just a thing where you're gonna have multiple choice.
This is stupid! You can clearly see there was a knife in her stomach.
It was a baseball bat.
Alright,
Crystal
listen here,
ball.
you little shit.
Oh, yes. I think it is gonna be a... No, non-stop debate. Get your knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Well, no,
Don't...
I just want to point out how stupid this is. The dialogue is ridiculous.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong!
Cucumber! I mean, technically it says counter, but it looks like cucumber.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Come on! I love all of you, but you're all a bunch of dummies.
And if you look
sometimes.
real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. I want to point out they put Sayaka right next to Makoto.
Yep. And
Because-
he's fooling me.
And it was damn well not the killer.
There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. It'll slow down. Slow down, you can pay closer attention to what's being said. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties,
We've read all this in the thing, so I'm not
focus
really
gauge
worried
will
about
recover
it.
over time.
So let your brain rest. No need to rush.
Not like your lives on the line. Hours account. It's being easy on you, only giving you one.
So I guess
but-
there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining.
Bitch.
No,
Cucumber.
it's wrong!
Dummy.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone.
So you're saying a knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall?
Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I knew someone was gonna point out the thing.
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
Oh.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no
Straight up
accomplices
says.
in this case!
Just straight up says, no, you're wrong. Fuck off.
Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Making out.
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Oh!
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
Oh my god!
Unwholesome!
Taka, no!
Taka's gonna get the shit kicked out of him.
But I'm a girl.
What? You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Aw, Taka.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is
Sakura was
there?
pretty chill about it. She probably knows. It's like, I look like
She
a
gets that
fucking-
a lot. She probably gets it a lot.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Junko. Not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka.
Oh.
She's the one who came to the dining hall.
Oh my god.
And then later, she wound up dead.
Seppuku?
She took the knife for self-defense. So the killer used the sword on her, broke her hand, and took the knife to kill her. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
Monokuma!
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
Yeah, damn you, Byakuya.
See? He did do it after all!
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
I don't like how you're jittering at me. Stop it. Stop
Look at it.
Stop it. No.
Look at it.
My eyes. Oh.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know if the word's that big.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
My dick? I don't know.
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more?
Yes, what the fuck? What's missing from the...
Just go ahead, click absolutely. As things advance further in class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim, then press triangle to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge is 0, you'll run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck, and have fun.
Something that should have been at the scene, but it wasn't. That must be the crucial point. Let's figure out what that something is. The screwdriver used to open the door? Well, I guess. Oh!
Just keep shooting it. Keep shooting it.
I have to keep shooting some? Oh, until it breaks.
Yeah.
Now I understand!
Because of the lint roller.
That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor!
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Well...
Yes, very
up,
true,
Takumi.
very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Well...
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Yes.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
The doorknob.
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes, this one I do remember.
Who triggered the bathroom? Evidence that proves it is.
The killer broke.
Now you just select the right truth bullet.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
You're an idiot. Shut up.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed?
You can tell
and
by
the
this picture I
doorknob's about
took.
ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then.
Male's room don't lock.
Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Well,
You said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is it at the key point here?
there's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to learn more?
Yeah, absolutely.
From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are false. Using a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you will also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well, good luck, and have fun.
Gee, thanks, narrator. Perked up now that my life's on the line.
Bathroom door frame. Still only one truth bullet.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot it!
Because
Shoot
Sayaka
it!
had locked it.
Shoot it!
No, that's wrong.
The first one was right. You had to break into the room, but
You gotta shoot the yellow, man. You gotta shoot the yellow.
it
The
wasn't
reason
because
my
she locked
bathroom
it.
didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Sexist.
Yes,
But true.
now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
Look at it!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The nameplates were switched.
Bingo. Bingo bongo.
So they didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime is they didn't know was...
I got it!
That one
The
was
killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, What the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom.
Whoa.
If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
He sounds so defeated, like he really wanted you to be the killer. It's like...
yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Bitch.
That's what I've been trying to tell you!
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
That's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you.
Damn.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Roommate I
so
had in New York hates Aoi. For one reason.
Why?
She hates that she's so cutesy and happy and that all of the fat goes straight to her boobs. To the audience, that is, yes, a canonic fact. That when she eats anything sugary, like donuts, all of that fat goes to her boobs. That's not just me being a perp, that is actually true.
Because he dug through the internet to find out.
I was told this by my friend.
Don't lie to me.
Well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
That's what I just asked.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
As I struggle to shoot.
Then
Hold it in!
maybe someone picked the lock?
Monokuma, does this courtroom have a bathroom?
Negative!
No!
If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
Truth bullet, right in your ugly face.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Yeah, you stupid.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
What? You're not even pointing at...
Do something particular because of how frightened she was. It's the answer right there. You know exactly let someone in because...
Don't worry, you have 6 whole minutes to find it.
Because... Names? This room? No. I don't know. None of these...
Just read through them and see which one you can find. Definitely not those. I'm telling you.
Discover Makoto's room key, but found Makoto's room. Sayaka originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room. I'm thinking that's it.
I got it!
There you go.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone.
I got it, you dumb fuck! Huh? Nothing! I'm not gonna read it.
No?
No.
No?
Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
You about just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
At the end it said Sayaka, and you ended with your name.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature.
Thank you!
Sayaka's signature.
So what do you think her power is? What do you think her ultimate thing is?
Being fucking bitchy.
What, her?
Yes. She's ultimate detective. Then that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
It was Hifumi.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Sure, whirlwind hair.
No.
Very well then. Pay attention.
I don't want to. Fuck you. Go away.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
No.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
What got switched between mine and Sayaka's room.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
But in the note,
it specifically says, my...
I'm a little confused, because I'm not sure which one to go with.
I see. So if someone, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Because it's not a lie, I was staying in that room.
It's that one.
It's that one?
It's that one.
So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what they would not have any...
It certainly would seem that way.
Remember, you can also
Sayaka and Makoto switched, but in the note, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that...
No, that's wrong!
Cucumber.
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Whoa.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem.
Well.
And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
Switched nameplates. The only person who knew who had switched.
I got it!
Monokuma.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms.
And Monokuma.
So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
And
You can
Monokuma.
also infer as much from her note.
Just shoot. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room.
Bad sex.
That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably...
She probably...
Let me use the bathroom.
Whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Thank you, Mondo. We thought you would be the idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Really?
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yes, it definitely was.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Sayaka's was broken with the fake swords because when you look at the wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it!
Cucumber.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen.
No, it's bloody.
There's something
It's
glittery
swollen.
there.
It's not clear
See?
at all.
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
Good job, Taka.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear.
There's a bit more to learn by non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more?
No. No, I'm not. Don't lie to me again.
Are you getting used to these non-stop debates?
No.
Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder.
Please no.
But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You press the L1 button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bolts to fire. Press and release L1 button to cycle through each bullet. You can hold down L1, then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder.
I think I have it set to kind.
For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean.
This is bullshit.
Well then, good luck and have fun.
You're an asshole game. Oh, you're on the easiest difficulty? Well, just this once, we're gonna bump it up.
Replica sword, sheath, knife set, and replica sword.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist!
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Honestly, I did not see a plot hole in that. The sheath?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
No, that's wrong! Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Huh? Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
It's not our fault you're dumb, Mondo.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
Don't tell me Sayaka attacked first. They grabbed the sheath to block.
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
So Sayaka was actually gonna kill someone.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Whoever killed Sayaka was doing it in self-defense. She was gonna kill someone and try to get away with it.
And what does that mean about her having switching rooms with you?
I was gonna get blamed? I don't know.
I think I get it!
Stupid.
So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Because that's what you're gonna do when you're being attacked. Wash your hands.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What? No, that's not it at all.
But you are kind of ugly.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Ew.
Oh my.
Ew.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Ew.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Out the sword.
I got it!
They're beating it to
Sayaka?
me on this first case.
She had the kitchen
Pretty much.
knife?
More cases are
We
going to
already
be more
said that the
complicated.
attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Damn, now I don't like her as much as I used to. She's trying to frame
That
me.
would also explain why she would switch the nameplates.
You did tell her that you'd be there for her no matter what.
She
You'd do
wanted to
anything
get
to get her
whoever
out of
she
here.
had targeted to come to
break your
Makoto's
promise.
room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
Was.
A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
That's exactly what we're saying.
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired.
Oh, this video is going to be long, by the way.
Oh, very. Oh, very.
Oh,
She launched her
He's gonna
attack
be a
with the
big
knife,
boy.
then found herself under attack in turn.
I didn't think it was going to be this long. I forgot how
That
long
must
the
be when
trials
her
were.
wrist got broken, and she was forced to
We're
drop
going to
the
make sure to
knife.
make
The
trials
tables were
one
suddenly
whole
turned
episode.
on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
No pressure, though.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? She used me.
Can you pause it? I think we can end this episode here and just continue it in the next one. Don't want to make this too long.
Please, you were watching a 3.5-hour video earlier.
What?
You were watching a 3.5-hour video last night.
Okay, but that was a stream. Oh.
And this is a case.
Oh, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button as well as leave a comment down below.
Saying
to give
how
us your
much
feedback.
of a bitch Travis is.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck you.
Fuck
They all
off.
want to see
You
this
don't even know who
end.
did it yet.
No, but they want to see this end.
Well, they'll see it next time.
On VaprilFoolz.
Make sure also to hit that subscribe button and that little bell to get notifications on our future videos. And as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Sean.
And we will see you next time.
See you later.